I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Friends Indeed has been helping low-income families in the area through charitable donations. To raise awareness to this worthy cause, the organization has been reaching new heights with the help of a downtown Ann Arbor landmark.
This is Over the Edge, and this is our third year. It's an urban rappelling fundraiser. So it's a peer-to-peer fundraiser, just like a 5K. People sign up and they ask their friends to donate. They raise $1,000. They get the wonderful privilege of rappelling off the Graduate Hotel.
I just rappelled off 14 stories of the Graduate Ann Arbor Hotel, and I did that for Friends Indeed. It is a fundraiser that's unlike any other. It's not a golf outing, it's not a gala. It's something entirely different that gives people a thrill.
Friends Indeed is a local organization, serves Washtenaw County residents, low-income people experiencing poverty with emergency assistance, free furniture, poverty alleviation, beds and cribs, cars. We've been serving Washtenaw County residents for almost 40 years now.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but the really important thing is to focus on the mission of Friends Indeed, and that is to help those that don't have what we all probably feel like we have in Washtenaw County. And there's a significant number of people that are in that cycle of poverty, and this is one way of getting them out of that.
This is a way for people to come and have fun and give and raise money for us.
I encourage everybody to rappel. I encourage everybody to donate to Friends Indeed. You don't have to have a lot to give. If you have time, if you have energy, if you have money, or if you would like to rappel.
Friends Indeed are going over the edge of Hill Tower on the campus of Eastern Michigan University on September 23rd. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. Ann Arbor is home to more than 160 parks with scenic views, places to play, and some top-notch facilities. See all that Mary Beth Doyle has to offer during this Park Peek. Mary Beth Doyle Park is an 84-acre green space in the southeast corner of Ann Arbor. The park is home to a variety of amenities, including a basketball court and an 18-basket disc golf course. More than half of the property is a wooded natural area with meandering trails around Mallett's Creek. The trails are made up of unpaved footpaths and narrow wooden boardwalks. Mallett's Creek flows through the park's wetland area, which slows down the water after heavy rain and prevents stream bank erosion, pollution, and flooding downstream. The area provides food and habitat for the park's wildlife, improves water quality downstream, and provides a beautiful landscape of flowering native plants. The park's namesake, Mary Beth Doyle, is one of Michigan's most prominent environmental advocates. The late Mary Beth worked for several local environmental nonprofits and served on the city's Environmental Commission. The habitat provided to our local wildlife and the serenity the park brings to our lives are a reminder of the people who have dedicated their lives to advocating for a healthy and sustainable future. Visit a2gov.org/parks for more on Mary Beth Doyle's access, history, and amenities. The city of Ann Arbor has numerous ways to connect with residents and businesses. Learn more about staying in the know in this month's City Roundup.
Hi, I'm Joanna Satterley, City of Ann Arbor Communications Manager. Do you want to know what's going on in the city? here's how to stay informed. Subscribe to city topics that interest you, and you'll get bulletins delivered straight to your email inbox and messages. There are many topics to choose from. Visit a2gov.org/subscribe to get started. Make sure you're notified in urgent situations, online or by phone. Sign up for the emergency alert system Everbridge. Don't delay. Go to a2gov.org/alerts to learn more. Interested in attending a meeting or event? The digital calendar gives a glimpse of what's happening and when. Save the date, all the dates, at a2gov.org/calendar. Is video more your style? CTN's got you covered with locally produced programs, news and talk shows, and an electronic bulletin board 24/7 with events and announcements community-wide. Watch CTN channels 16 through 19 on Comcast Cable, or catch the action online and on demand at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor and a2gov.org/watchctn. Social media is another great place for the latest city news. Follow along on Twitter or X at A2Gov. Search The City of Ann Arbor on LinkedIn and Facebook, and residents find us on Nextdoor. Finally, the city website, a2gov.org, is your official source for all things City of Ann Arbor. Visit for news, opportunities, and information on projects, elections, parks and rec, city services, and so much more. It's all here at a2gov.org.
Climate change is real, and we're currently feeling the effects of it. It's no longer just a distant warning about the dire health of the environment. The time to act is now, and to make those daily changes easier, the city holds an annual Green Fair to share the latest technologies and ideas on how we can support Mother Nature. Joining me is Mayor of the City of Ann Arbor, Christopher Taylor. Welcome back to the show.
My delight to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, why don't you talk about really the importance of hosting the Green Fair year after year? I mean, we had a couple of years where we had two, but we're back to one again.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited about the Green Fair. Of course, it started way back when with Mayor Heathja, and I'm just so glad to have been in a position to keep it going. Ann Arbor is known for its environmental activism, for the extent to which the community cares and for taking action, for supporting climate action. And the Green Fair is a really important opportunity for us to express that. It's an opportunity, of course, for us to meet downtown and have a good time, but also for everyone in Ann Arbor who comes to the Green Fair to learn about what we as a municipal organization are doing, what the wide variety of other nonprofits in the area and businesses in the area are doing with respect to climate change, and most importantly, how they can get involved. So it's just a great thing, and I'm just so super excited about it.
I think when you live in Ann Arbor, you hear a lot about, helping the environment and all these things. But I also feel like personally that if you don't have events like the Green Fair and different things like that where you talk about the environment, like the Home Electrification Expo and things of that nature, that you don't know what the latest technology is, and you don't really know what the next steps are to help.
I think that's right. We all live in a very distracted information environment. We're all going about our daily lives and in our own ways, and sometimes we pay attention to these things, and sometimes we just don't have the bandwidth or opportunity or what have you. And the Green Fair is a great chance for people to get together with members of staff, our terrific Office of Sustainability and Innovation under the directorship of Dr. Stultz, so many nonprofits and businesses and other community members who are getting involved in trying to make Ann Arbor a leader in fighting climate change. This is a chance for people to learn. It's World Car Free Day, and on the 22nd of September, and so we're going to be focusing on non-combustible forms of transportation like e-bikes, scooters, and public transportation, and so forth. It's going to be a great event, and I hope so many people come on down to check it out.
Yeah, I will say that's a great chance to take advantage of all these amazing new bikeways that are protected for us, so it's easier and you feel safer riding in the downtown. I like that you mentioned the e-bikes too, because I personally am not someone that would get on one of those scooters, but I would definitely ride one of those bikes.
Yeah, e-bikes are outstanding. I haven't yet picked myself up one, but I'm in the market and excited about the prospect. You know, with the expanded bikeways and the expanded bike lanes throughout Ann Arbor, which are in existence and of course which are growing, we want to make sure that the roadways are safe and usable and convenient for everyone. You know, you're going to need to come in and out without a car, of course, but that's not the only mode of transportation. Cycling is incredibly important. Being a pedestrian is incredibly important. It's really crucial that we all have the opportunity to get in and out of town without a car, and that we be safe doing so.
Yeah, and I feel like, sometimes when you're a driver, it can be frustrating to be on the road, but when you're on a bike, you're like just zooming along. You can just get places without having to like deal with the traffic as much, because the bike lanes aren't crowded.
Yeah, that's right. Now they are being used more and more, and that's something that's I think something that we as a community can be especially proud of. But you're right, the transportation experience of being in a car is very different from the transportation experience about being on a bicycle. There's something, you're active, you're engaged. Even on an e-bike, you're taking active measures, notice of your environment, your area, and there's just something nice and lovely about it. It is invigorating in a way that car commuting can often be enervating.
Yeah, I just ended up I have a 8-month-old right now, and I got one of those.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
I just got one of those bike trailers for I didn't have a bike when I had my daughter, and now I'm like, I have a bike now, so I want to get one of these bike trailers, and I put him in it just to like test it out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. He loved it. It was so cute seeing him sit in the back. It was like he was like a little prince waving to you.
Totally. Absolutely. Well, it's an amazing experience, and getting them started young is perfect.
Yeah. Well, why change the time of year? Like I mentioned earlier, we saw that the Green Fair used to be, in June with the summer festival and stuff. We did it twice a couple of years, but now it seems like we're sort of moving towards the autumn Green Fair now.
I think this cycle there was a lot of construction going on in the downtown, which I'm excited about. I'm glad to see it done as well. You always dread fixing the roads, but you are delighted to have fixed the roads, right?
Oh, for sure.
And so, with the downtown being a little fresher, we're able to emphasize the fall Green Fair. What happens in the spring, next spring, time will tell. There's something nice too about the spring Green Fair kicking off the downtown festival season, first night of summer festival, and so forth. But for now, on the 22nd, we'll be having the Green Fair in the downtown with fresh new streets and new pavement, and lots of opportunities for people to get around and see the non-combustible forms of transportation that we'll be focusing on.
Yeah, it's a great time to get out and really enjoy the fall weather too. The weather's starting to change, and you can get down there, and I always love being downtown. Yeah. I think it's so fun, especially when the streets are closed. There's something just magical about it, honestly.
I think that's right. Absolutely.
Well, this one's bigger. It feels like it's expanded. It's a longer day. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there really is. We are going to be focusing, like I said, on the non-combustible forms of transportation, largely on the right next to the downtown library between 2 and 6. The traditional fair will be on Main Street, activated and closed off to car traffic. So very pedestrian friendly between 5 and 8, with over, I think, 65 exhibitors focusing on clean, renewable energy, green and infrastructure solutions, transportation, local food, circular economy, and certainly too the good work that's being done in the city through the Community Climate Action Millage, letting people know where their money will be invested in the community to help regular Ann Arbor residents improve their climate footprint. We'll also be partnering with Spark and Tech Trek to advance technologic solutions as well, emphasizing that here and there. I think starting at 2 at the Green Fair at the library, there'll be some Tech Trek information as well. There'll be games, live music, the whole thing. It's a downtown festival, so all the trappings, but we're just incredibly excited about having a chance to meet folks downtown, to congregate and gather and educate and learn and teach, and let everybody know how they can get involved and be a part of the solution.
We talk every year about the Green Fair and different things that we can do personally. Have you learned anything new this year? I know last year you were talking sort of about the solar panels in your house and buying into your neighborhood solar panels. Has there been any updates on anything new that you're excited about?
I'm focusing more on cycling. I'm delighted. Don't want to talk down my solar panels. If you want to hear about my solar panels, I'm delighted to. Like everyone, I know that our electric grid needs a great deal of investment. Reliability in town is entirely unacceptable. We've lost power a number of times for a number of days over the course of the past year, and we have been able to maintain critical operations with our battery and our solar panels. That's something that I'm glad that we've been able to accomplish, and I'm looking forward to the city being in position to help residents all over the city to accomplish that same level of resilience. But for me, going forward this year, I've been focusing more on riding my bike. And particularly with the new bikeways, the expanded and increasingly demarked bike lanes like on Packard and Division, those have been areas where I've been coming in and out of town a little more, and I hope to expand that when I pick up an e-bike sometime soon. I hope.
Yeah, so you're just riding a traditional bike, no electric bike for you at the moment.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, I've tested actually. Dr. Missy Stoltz had her electric bike at at an event, and I tried it. It was actually really cool.
It's super cool. Yeah.
I like that, like you can it's easier to get uphill because if you're on a traditional bike, sometimes you're breathing heavy going up the hills. But and then you can just sort of ride. Then once you're getting exercise too. You decide what you're doing.
That's right. You can get as much boost as you want from the battery. I come in and out of downtown. I'm wearing a sport coat. I don't want to get too sweaty. The e-bike certainly is going to give me a little bit of extra calm coming into my meetings, which is always a good thing.
Have you tried the e-scooters at all, or?
When they came out at first, I did. It's a little, I have nothing against them, but I think I'll stick with my search for a good e-bike.
I'm telling you, I'm not getting on one of those scooters. I could just see myself tipping over immediately.
Yeah. You'd learn. I have confidence.
One of the things that's also cool about the Green Fair, it's like you learn stuff, but there's music, there's entertainment. There's something pretty cool that I saw happening this year where you can bring upcycled t-shirts and do sustainable screen printing, which sounded pretty awesome to me.
Yeah, that's right. The circular economy and, using reusing fabric and materials and things is certainly something that we are focusing, some of our attention on, trying to help people understand how they can reuse things. Because, of course, that's a great way to keep matter out of the waste stream. We will be looking at that. There'll be, as you indicated, there'll be a live band. There'll be a bike parade, on Main Street at 7 p.m. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a festive, fun time, suitable for all ages. Hope to get a lot of kids out. Everybody likes being downtown and rolling and rumbling around Main Street without cars there. It's going to be a really good time.
I was looking at some of the things that we talk about to reduce our waste and stuff like that. And one of the things, obviously, the circular economy is a big one. And that's an easy one that we can do at home. You're, instead of just throwing away your stuff, you're giving it to your neighbors, you're putting it on this corner, you're, bringing it to a thrift shop.
Sure.
Yeah, that's super easy. Another thing that they talk about is obviously waste reduction in general, where you're just not buying as much, and that also leans into the circular economy. But also they talk about plant-based diets and how that, can you kind of allude more about how that is helping our environment?
Yeah, well, one of the most impactful decisions that an individual can make is to reduce the amount of meat in their diet. As we know, the animal agriculture creates a great deal of carbon, and we are able to sustain ourselves healthily, happily, and deliciously with a reduction or elimination of meat and animal-based products. And so, that is certainly something, we're doing that in our house, and I would expect that, many other Ann Arborites are too, looking to reduce the amount of meat that we eat. It can be healthy, of course, but we know that that the climate action or that the climate impact of animal agriculture is substantial, and it's one of the areas where we as individuals can make the most difference.
I appreciate that you sort of hammered in that idea of reducing too, because I think that some people can feel like if you just cut it out completely, it's so hard. It doesn't seem like something that you can tackle. But if you reduce it, and then over time, I mean, personally, I reduced it a long time ago. I still eat meat products, but I don't, I mean, most of the week I don't. And it doesn't really bother you after a while. Like it doesn't, it's not like, oh my God, I need that steak, like it's not there
Absolutely.
anymore.
Yeah, you become habituated to your new diet. You become extra skilled at how you fry your tofu, and you get out there and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, before we go, why don't you just tell people why they should take advantage of this 2023 Autumnal Green Fair? Maybe we'll see it again in the spring. Maybe it stays in the autumn. Maybe we do too. But it's also, like you said, for all ages. So don't leave the kids at home. Bring them with you. They can learn too.
That's exactly right. So I'd say, I'd encourage everyone to come on down to downtown Ann Arbor on Friday the 22nd to see the Autumnal Green Fair, the A20 Green Fair. It's going to be an opportunity for members of the community to learn about how they as individuals and consumers and homeowners and renters and commuters and students and everyone can take part in reducing their climate footprint and helping Ann Arbor achieve its goal of community-wide carbon neutrality by 2030, accomplished through just and equitable means. It's going to be a time of celebration and engagement and community, and I'm pretty sure that everyone down there is going to have a great time.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me about the 2023 Green Fair.
No, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for asking.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.